It's Monday, December the 9th, 2019, and it is about a little after 4 in the afternoon. It's really rainy and yucky and, good day to want to stay inside and knit all day. But I did run some errands earlier and rewarded myself with Dunkin' Run. So that's what I'm drinking. I've got this cool cozy that I made out of some leftovers from a sock project. So that's keeping my drink warm. I did a little bit of more shopping, Christmas shopping this morning. Hit the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General and got some small things. I'm feeling good about where I am with gift purchases between last night's foray into the Walmart and today, and then did some online purchasing over the weekend. So good stuff. I don't know that there's really been a year that I've been this ready this early before, which is good because starting Thursday of this week, I will be working up until just before Christmas. So things are going to amp up for me. So I knew I better get it done as soon as I could. But also in that vein of thinking I've got everything taken care of, I keep, what is the word I want to, I just lost my train of thought, sorry. I keep feeling like I've got all this time, I've got all this knitting time. Oh, it's not going to take me that long. I'm feeling good about where I am. I'll get it done in time, until I stop and look at a calendar and realize, no. My son flies in less than 2 weeks. So I really want to get his gift taken care of before he gets here, because he'll be staying with us and I can't be working on it in front of him, or, don't want to be ideally. So I did start, I showed yesterday the little bit of start to the back of his vest. This is how far I've gotten. I want to say I've got 3 more rows of ribbing, and then I get to switch to the larger needles and just start the back. The back calls for the same cabled panel that was on the front, but I've chosen to just do a completely stockinette back. So hopefully that means I can just fly once I get to that point. I've got plans later to at 7:30 I've got plans to watch the Celtics play. One of my favorite Vols from last year was drafted by the Celtics, and he's a pretty active member of their team. So not only do I root for the Washington Wizards, now I'm rooting for the Boston Celtics. And then another team member from last year went to the Detroit Pistons, and so anyway, that's some entertainment for later while I knit. But I also would really like to get to watch a Christmas movie. I've got the National Lampoons that I haven't that I bought on Amazon that I haven't watched yet either. So anyway, got lots of things. I got more things to watch than I really have time to watch them in. So and then also I'm doing I found several Vlogmas channels to subscribe to as well, knitting related ones. So I'm having a good time being entertained by little snippets of each person's day. So thank you all for putting those out there. Let's see, I made notes, actual notes today. I'm all over the place, so I was afraid that I might forget something. Last night, as we went out, I said I wanted to maybe get some video of houses. Really, not many houses were as decorated as I had hoped. I did get a few, so I'll throw that in here at some point. But that also, I can't be pointing fingers because I don't have anything out either. Right, all week it's supposed to rain like crazy, so I don't know that that's going to be rectified anytime soon, but as soon as I'm able to, I'll throw some things up there or outside. Oh, I realized the other day that I had put this really pretty quilt behind me and then I didn't even talk about it. I am a licensed hairdresser by trade. I no longer work in that profession, but I keep my license up to date in case I never ever need to go back to it. I worked many hours to earn it, and I will never let it go. So when I worked full-time as a hairstylist, I was also nail tech and esthetician as well. So we had a client that came into the salon. It was a small salon. It was just my boss and I most of the years I worked there. So she had a hair client that also would see me sometimes for facials and manicures and stuff like that. So at Christmas, usually she would gift us each something, which was very sweet and thoughtful. And one year it was a quilt for each of us. So this was just a whole panel quilt that she did. But it's actually hand quilted as well. She did, you know, some pretty big running stitches, but at the time I was not, I think the only craft I did at that time was cross stitching. So I appreciated it and I love it, but once I became a quilter, I fully appreciate it even more. So it's one that I hold dear, and I kind of leave it out year round because it's pretty lightweight. It's a throw size, and I love the size of it. I love the theme of it, and I certainly love the thought behind it. Several years later, after I left the salon, I ran into her at a quilt show, local quilt show, and I was a quilter by that time. So I'll never forget, she thought that it was quite funny that I had paper pieced an entire twin size top. I took a class to learn how to paper piece, and it was supposed to just be a table runner. Well, I enjoyed the block so much that I decided to just keep going and turn it into a twin size top. It's never been quilted, but it was totally batiks fabric that I had bought from the local quilt shop. So it's high quality fabric. And I did not want to quilt it myself. I want to send it to a long arm quilter, and I've just never really had the funds to do that. So I've hung on to it, and I even went back and bought the backing that I wanted to use, afraid, because I think it's part of some of the fabric that's incorporated in the top. I was afraid that it might be out of print if I waited too long. So I've got really everything that I would need to send it off to a long armor. I even have the name of several long armors that my friend Dana uses, you know, for when I'm ready and when I have the money to do so. So that is that. And I thought it made an appropriate backdrop, more so than just my plain green walls. Today's knitwear is, I've got my spray bottle here because the cats are awake and playing. They've been playing for several hours. If I waited for nap time, this would never get finished. Today's knitwear is the Adama cowl. I made it in April of 2017. It only took me 2 days to make. It's made out of one skein, well, about 90 grams of 100 gram skein of Unwind Yarn Company Taurine DK in the colorway Mulled Wine. So of course it's appropriate for this time of year, especially since I'm still so excited about that mulled wine I'm making on Saturday. So I really like this shape. It's one that you, I can't remember if you start it in the round and then make it flat or if it's vice versa, but I really like this shape. I like, you know, it's not real tight up on my neck, but it's close enough that I feel like I've got some warmth there. The patterning is very pretty. It was a really fun make. The pattern is by Hilary Smith Callis. I'm not sure. I've heard people pronounce it differently. I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but she's out there on Ravelry. You can find her there. The Adama cowl. And yeah, really, that's probably all there is to say about that. So, let me see. Let me look at my notes here. Well, believe it or not, that looks like everything that I had written down. Nothing else is coming to mind, so a little bit of a shorter episode today. I'll go ahead and open my mini, and then I will give you today's fact, and then I will maybe edit this and see what else. I bought a pizza when some of the errands I was out running. After I left Dunkin', there is a grocery store right beside it, and I, excuse me, I decided to pop in there real quick, even though it was pouring rain all day, so I should get extra stars for doing all that in the rain. I didn't even melt. Can you believe it? So I ran into the grocery store real quick and just grabbed a frozen pizza for dinner. So at least I don't have to worry about cooking tonight. My husband's fighting a little bit of a cold that came on over the weekend, so he's easy to please anyway. But he was okay with frozen pizza too. So I don't even have to invest a lot of time in cooking tonight. So that means a lot more can get dedicated. A lot more time can get dedicated to that, and I'll catch up on my Vlogmas videos from over the weekend, and so there's that. Okay, mini time. What I'm drinking is just the brewed coffee with winter white chocolate swirl add-in. I find that really, I don't mind their lattes and cappuccinos and all that, but I found that the trick for me at Dunkin' is just the brewed coffee with a flavor swirl. I don't have to have cream or sugar or anything. That takes care of it all, and it's usually pretty dang good. So today is day 9, and what I've decided to do, if you happen to follow me on Instagram, which I haven't been on in several days because the other video the other day was so long that I thought my phone, part of the reason why it wouldn't upload was my phone was almost out of memory, so I offloaded a bunch of apps, and Instagram was one of them. So I've been in the land of the lost for several days, which Instagram hasn't really been one of those apps that I've kept on and up on in the last few months. I've kind of stepped back a little bit from a lot of the social media, just because I felt like it was eating up so much of my time. So all that to say, I've decided that what I wanted to do was take a picture of the minis from each 5-day groupings. So after tomorrow's, then I'll put up, well, I'll still have to put up 1 through 5. I did take the picture, but then I'll do 6 through 10. So here is today's mini. And let's see what's in it. Oh, I'm seeing some red and green again. Hot diggity dog. Oh, this is a good one. This is called poinsettia. Oh, I love it. It is a beautiful interpretation of that classic Christmas flower. Ah, so pretty. And it's going to look really good up against the evergreen from yesterday. Like the greens that are in that, it's just going to be so good together. Hooray! And it kind of really matches my nails pretty nicely. So there's that. Beautiful. And today's fun fact was just up here a minute ago. Okay. Now which one of these did I intend to talk about? Oh, some of the Vlogmases that I've been watching, a couple different people have been opening Harry Potter Lego related ones, and those have been fun to watch. So I found a fact that talks about Legos. Now I don't know if this is worldwide or if this is just United States or what this is, but according to this website, 28 sets of Legos are sold every second during the Christmas season. I mean, that seems plausible, but crazy when you stop and think about it. So, I think that's going to be all for me today. I'll see what else I can find to dig up, to throw in here, to make a nice video for you. And I will be back tomorrow when we'll be in the double digits of Vlogmas already. So hard to believe. So have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!